I am a fool. That is one thing for certain.
Happy Thursday, guys. Yesterday we talked about letting go. So today I want to talk about how do you know what to let go of, right? I mean, we all have so many relationships in our lives, and that's kind of what I'm talking about is not not only not necessarily letting go of a relationship, but letting go of any expectations of a relationship, right? Because I mean, we're all going through different stuff and we're all learning things. And so why would you just want to keep your intent pure, right? And make sure that you're not have any kind of false expectation because something comes up. Like you might accidentally trigger somebody and you don't even realize that they had something that they needed to go through. So, patience is one of the most important things, and growth happens in cycles. I'm always constantly making videos. I think half of my videos are about breathing, and everything is breathing, right? I think I have one video that talks about how everything is breathing because everything runs in cycles and the field collapses and then information and energy, comes from that awareness. And then as the field expands, then we absorb information and energy. And so, I mean, me making these videos is expending energy and information that, I receive overnight or I receive through downloads, from previous days. Maybe it's something that's in the group consciousness right now. So, as all of us do that, then we are breathing into each other so that the whole group consciousness is growing. So if I did not make these videos, right, it's almost like I wouldn't be doing my job in some way. Now you can do that way. You don't have to make videos, right? You go to work every day, you interact with people, and actually I would prefer in a lot of ways. And this is something that I'm going to do here very shortly. I think in about a week or two, I'm just going to take a road trip. I'm going to hit the road and I'm just going to start meeting people because I want to, and I'm going to, show you guys what that process looks like. Don't be afraid to throw yourself out in the world and breathe in and out with the people around you. There's so many people in different stages of growth that need to make sure that you're interacting as many as possible. But going back to the idea of letting go is you really have to let go of any expectations, right? But then you also don't want to intrude on people that where you don't feel welcome, right? I mean, if you're in a group, or especially this goes with social media, especially, if you're making comments on someone's social media and you can feel that you're just not wanted there, then just let go, right? And there's some people that you won't resonate with that they're going through their own stages of growth and development, and maybe they're just in a different spot. I mean, it's not necessarily don't think of it in a way of a more elevated state or a less elevated state. It could be just a different area of where they're growing according to where you're growing. So we all breathe in these cycles, and some of them are long cycles. You'll have daily growth cycles, weekly growth cycles, monthly, especially the lunar cycle, the 28-day cycle. My brother had brought this up to me, and I hadn't really thought about it before. But the Roman Greco calendar, is based on the 12-month calendar, but we have these 4-year leap years because of that. Whereas if we just went according to the lunar calendar, we would have 13 months, and every month would be 28 days, and every year you would never need a leap year. It actually works itself out so that every year is 13 months exactly, and you would never need to make adjustments. There wouldn't be any up or down. So I'm curious. I've always thought about this, and I haven't really looked into it, how 13 months comes into play better than 12 months, because in my way of thinking, 12 months is equals 360 degrees, and you can watch all kinds of videos and learn everything about breaking down circles and 360 degrees. But a 13-month calendar would definitely be different. So you'd add a month, and then we would follow the lunar cycle. But you'll notice that your growth cycles happen according to a lunar cycle. Our tidal waves run in a lunar cycle. And so every full moon, like this full moon we just went through, you'll notice, and I noticed that I was letting go of certain things that did no longer serve me. Now, when I say that you let go of something that does no longer serve you, I don't mean that you're just ignoring people that aren't giving you something, right? Because you have to give from yourself to the world, and then receive. If you're only giving to people that you think are going to give back, then right, you're just looking for bad karma. Not only that, but if you're always sucking from your environment, right? If you're always just trying to sell, and you're never providing people something for people, or providing any good, growth material or love, it's all love. We're all just giving a part of ourselves to each other. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. You really have to follow your intuition on where to let go. Don't try and intrude yourself into places where it doesn't feel like you belong. And you'll attract people that are in your same growth cycle of whatever you're going through. For me personally, I have been starting this business where we are co-creating reality, and we're building co-ops to where they function like a natural living organism that self-manages and decentralizes in its decision making. So there isn't any one of us that are in control of each other. We are all acting as a unified organism that can expand as big as it wants to be. And I believe this business model is basically the perfect business model. You couldn't come up with a better business model, right? Where all of us were just serving each other and doing what we feel like we need to do for each other, and then coming to group decisions as to which direction to go. What kind of products or services we're going to provide, what kind of charities we're going to donate to make sure that parts of the community that seem like they're stagnating are growing in the right way. So I'll leave you guys with that today. Happy Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow.